Well, the Inyo County Sheriff's Office reports this afternoon that it is seeking the public's assistance in locating a wanted subject identified as Daniel Francis Cutter. Cutter is believed to be armed and dangerous, and the press release notes that if you see Cutter or his vehicle, should contact Sheriff's Dispatch immediately, 760-878-0383, or better yet, call 911. Cutter was last seen driving a red 2005 Nissan Titan extended cab pickup truck from Nevada, plates 15D989. Police reports say Cutter is from the Gardnerville, Nevada area. However, he may be camping in Inyo County. Cutter is described as 52 years old, 6 foot 2 inches, 230 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. Cutter is wanted in connection with found explosives west of Lone Pine on April 12th. About 5:30 p.m., a Lone Pine resident discovered several boxes of suspicious items near a campground by Lupton Canyon. Scene was immediately secured until the full analysis was able to take place, and on April 13th, China Lake Explosive Ordnance Disposal responded and transported the explosives for safe disposal. Again, last seen driving a red 2005 Nissan Titan extended cab pickup truck with Nevada plates, Daniel Cutter. Well, big news last week as Mammoth Resorts, the owner of Mammoth Mountain Ski Area, Snow Summit, Bear Mountain, and June Mountain, announced it has entered an agreement, in a definitive agreement, I should say, to be acquired by a newly formed entity controlled by affiliates of the Aspen Skiing Company, as well as KSL Capital Partners. A Starwood Capital Group controlled affiliate owns a majority interest in Mammoth Resorts. Press release notes the transaction is expected to close by the end of the third quarter of this year and is subject to certain closing conditions, including regulatory approvals. Terms of the transaction were not disclosed. KSL and Aspen previously announced plans to acquire Interwest Resorts Holdings Incorporated through this entity. Now said Rusty Gregory, chairman and CEO of Mammoth Resorts, quote, "Mammoth has been Southern California's mountain home since 1948. After doubling down on our offerings to Southern California with the purchase of Snow Summit and Bear Mountain in 2014, joining this new venture led by Aspen and KSL is the next logical chapter in the story of Mammoth Resorts. This new platform, built around a collective passion for the mountains and our commitment to the people who visit, work, and live there, is exactly what the ski resort business needs. I am excited about the future prospects for Mammoth Resorts, our people, and this new enterprise," end quote. And again, that was Rusty Gregory. Also said Eric Resnick, CEO of KSL, quote, "If you live in Southern California and want to ski, Mammoth, June, Bear, and Snow Summit universally come to mind first. This transaction will allow the combined company to better serve Mammoth's loyal customers while at the same time exposing these world-class resorts to a broader audience. Mammoth Resorts does so many things well. We are excited to learn from their talented team," end quote. Now, that full press release is posted on our website, sierrawave.net. We'll also note that Rusty Gregory was scheduled to host a community forum today at the Mountainside Conference Center to discuss the acquisition. The Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, press release notes, is proactively preparing for the arrival of anticipated massive runoff water resulting from this year's near record snowpack in the eastern Sierra. Now, these efforts are in partnership with Inyo County, the Inyo County Sheriff's Department, as well as the Bishop Police Department, Caltrans, Southern California Edison, and others, as a member of the Inyo County Interagency Emergency Preparation Team. Now, work to prepare for the anticipated high water flows began in late February, according to that press release. The efforts have been assisted by an emergency declaration from the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti, this to allow LADWP to take immediate steps to protect infrastructure and aid in managing floodwaters while also protecting public safety. Inyo County issued a similar declaration. Now, to maximize the beneficial use of runoff water to the fullest extent, the press release notes LADWP is spreading water throughout the aqueduct system to replenish local groundwater aquifers. Now, current spreading is moderate and will increase as runoff occurs in larger quantities later this spring and summer. LADWP also maximizing flows in the LA aqueduct by lowering reservoirs to create more storage space for runoff water and supplying the city of Los Angeles with aqueduct water in place of purchased water and groundwater wherever possible to manage excessive flows. Now, that press release notes that further, LADWP crews hard at work preparing, cleaning, and repairing water conveyance ditches, spreading basins, sand traps, and other facilities located on City of Los Angeles property, areas controlled by the LADWP, as well as along the Los Angeles Aqueduct in order to manage the anticipated runoff. Now, water that exceeds what can be spread to recharge local aquifers and which does not make it into the LA Aqueduct system, press release says will end up on the Owens Lake bed, the natural terminus point for waters flowing down the Owens River. Now, once there, it will add to the existing 30 square miles of saline brine pools and is expected to cause significant flood damage to the dust control infrastructure managed in construction by LADWP over the past 17 years. Now, the press release notes these measures spread over nearly 50 square miles of dry lake have effectively reduced the dust pollution in the area by 96%. However, damage to these dust control areas may result in increased air pollution that could threaten health of the public after the runoff evaporates in 12 to 18 months. Press release continues that LADWP is also concerned by the potential of water overflow in and around towns and communities of the Eastern Sierra, also actively providing assistance in providing and controlling runoff that could impact the public. Emergency assistance will be provided on lands throughout the valley should flooding threaten the property of a partner agency in danger. Now, said Inyo County Sheriff Bill Lutz, quote, Inyo County is no stranger to emergency and disasters. Our resilience comes from a strong, unified command made up of local, state, and federal agency, as well as a public that is proactive in emergency preparedness. We continue to be grateful for our strong working relationships with our allied agencies, including the Department of Water and Power, as well as with our residents, end quote. Now, in order to keep the public informed on the steps being taken to manage runoff to the greatest extent possible and minimize the impact to dust control measures, LADWP will be issuing regular updates of its runoff management efforts. We will note that the full and extensive press release noting LADWP activities has been posted on our website, sierrawave.net. Well, the press release says that based upon reports from rangers and visitors alike, the Inyo National Forest reminding snowmobilers to, well, respect off-limit areas of the forest that are closed to snowmobiles. Forest Service rangers, the press release notes, patrolling the closed areas for illegal snowmobile activity, focusing on locations where these incursions are problematic. These areas include designated wilderness and research natural areas, as well as the Mammoth Lakes Basin, Devil's Postpile National Monument, McGee Mountain, Obsidian Dome, cross-country ski trails, also Shady Rest cross-country ski trails, and the area west of the G Trail from June Lake Junction south to the Glass Creek Hill. Now, recently, several violations notices were issued to individuals who illegally rode snowmobiles into the John Muir Wilderness. Now, you can pick up a free copy of the Eastern Sierra Recreation Map at the Mammoth Lakes Recreation Center. Obtain it online through the mobile device using the Avenza Map app. Maps for informed recreationalists of motorized restricted areas. Press release notes there are miles of groomed snow trails and play areas that are safe and legal to snowmobilers in Mammoth and Mono Lake areas. There are approximately 75,000 acres of open expanse east of Highway 395, variety of terrain from wide open meadows to forested areas for beginners and experts. Go to the website, mammothweb.com. You want to get to the trails report for the latest grooming. Well, Deb Murphy filed a story for Sierra Wave Media. This is regarding members of an Inyo County Employees Union went back to the bargaining table last week in an attempt to break an apparent impasse in its year-long contract negotiations. Now, details of the negotiations have been publicized through a series of press releases from both the union, the Inyo County Employees Association, Local 315, and the American Federal, State, County, and Municipal Employees, as well as Inyo County. But last week, the ICEA held a public meeting with public stories from union members and a financial analysis by a labor economist. Now, Inyo County supervisors were invited to the town hall meeting, but unattended. Meeting at Jill Kinmont Booth School, about 60 residents, Inyo employees, and representatives from the union. Now, labor economist Gary Storrs, he put to rest any argument the county couldn't afford the ICEA's offer. He says the financial trends are positive. Revenues are up, expenses are down. This is inconsistent with an argument the county can't increase pay. The evidence indicates this county has a lot of fiscal flexibility, end quote. We'll know Deb Murphy's full story is on SierraWave.net. We'll be back with more news.